Ready? Okay. My name is Eduardo Lopez de Casas, and I am the Houston leader of SNAP, which is the Survivors Network of People Abused by Priests. I also serve on the National Board of Directors of SNAP. We are here today because on the 14th, a lawsuit was filed against the Holy See, the Archdiocese of Galveston-Houston, along with Cardinal DiNardo, and the Reverend Phi Tang Nguyen. He is a priest with the Houston-Galveston Diocese. This lawsuit is seeking $10 million, and it was filed in the United States Federal Court for the Southern District of Texas on behalf of the parents of a child who was sexually assaulted and exploited by the Reverend Phi Tang Nguyen, a Roman Catholic priest for the Archdiocese of Galveston-Houston. The case alleges that Father Phi assaulted the victim in November of 2018 when she was 10 years old. She was a student at the Nazareth Academy in Victoria, Texas, and this priest was assigned by the Archdiocese of Galveston-Houston as a chaplain at the Nazarene Academy. As I said, the suit names the Holy See, the Archdiocese of Galveston-Houston, and its Cardinal Daniel DiNardo, along with the priest. The Vatican's policies protected Father Phi and kept him gainfully employed, while the Holy See's protocol of maintaining secrecy and refusing to cooperate with judicial entities and law enforcement authorities has caused further injury to the victim and her family and all of those involved in this case. Once again, the Church has put its reputation above the protection of children. SNAP again calls for immediate action by Church officials. We would like to see this priest removed as soon as possible, and we're doing outreach to encourage further victims to come forward and to get help either from SNAP or from any counselors that they can find, particularly the authorities. If there are any other victims out there of this priest, because he was moved around from parish to parish, we would like for them to come forward and go to the authorities first. You can contact the attorneys. We will give you a little handout that has the attorneys, which are Felicia Peavy of Houston and Tahira Khan of Dallas. They are representing the family. They have represented victims of sexual abuse in this area for many, many years, and they have had litigations against the Holy See and the Archdiocese of Galveston-Houston before, so they are very well qualified. We here at SNAP use this example of this lawsuit. It is just a prime example of a victim that is finally reaching the path of justice. We have been standing by this family since this abuse happened. For over 2 years, we have been advocating and helping this family get through this. When this originally happened, there were many doors that were closed to them, and they kept hitting dead ends. But we're very proud that the mother in this case had the tenacity to continue, and now finally we have reached that milestone with this $10 million lawsuit. And we want to encourage other people, because we know that there are other victims out there, but we want them to see that sometimes it takes several years before anything happens. Unfortunately, many victims, when they hit those roadblocks, they just give up. And that's what we don't want people to do. We want people to see what happens when a mother is fighting and fighting and fighting for her child until eventually someone listens. We at SNAP want everyone to know that we are here to listen to you, because there were many times that we were the only ears that listened to this family. Fortunately now, this family is being heard from Victoria, Texas, to Houston, Texas, to the Galveston-Houston Archdiocese and the Vatican. So, SNAP will always be here to help the victims get there. It's very important that this is an international case, so we expect that this will be written about and that the Vatican will know that we in Houston are not here to put up with any of the lacks of transparencies that the church does, any of the movement of priests from church to church to church, and any of the enablers that find out about these cases and then they don't tell us about it. We know from the arrest of Manuela La Rosa in December of last year that the DA in Montgomery County said that when they raided the chancery, which is right behind us, there were other cases that they found in those files. However, they stated that it was not in their jurisdiction. So we know that cases like this exist and that the church knows about them. At this time, I would also like to read a statement from the family that they gave us concerning this lawsuit. The statement reads, "Today is a very difficult day for our family. We are grateful and forever indebted to Ms. Peavy and Ms. Merritt for helping us begin the process required to receive justice for our daughter. But it is just that, the beginning. The long battle with the Roman Catholic Church, and we see that they continue to re-victimize victims of clergy abuse. Victims of clergy abuse do not want to sue the Roman Catholic Church for monetary gain. For us, we want our happy little girl back. We will never know who she would have been had Father Phi Nguyen not sexually assaulted her." This was at the age of 10. So can you imagine what this child is going through and what this child has gone through to see her parents fighting these past few years? You know, I'm sure the child must have said, you know, no one is listening to me. But that's what we do here at SNAP. We do listen. But the father and the people who enabled him set her life on a completely different path, a destructive one that she didn't deserve. Victims of clergy abuse sue in civil court because they are left no other recourse. Father Nguyen is a predator. We do not believe for 1 second that our daughter is the only child he has violated. We want those victims to know that this shame is not yours to carry. It's okay to speak up. Sadly, you are not alone. This is a statement that was put out by her family. So as you can see, it's a very difficult time for all involved, but we do want you to know that Mrs. Peavy and Mrs. Khan are available if you want to give them a call to answer any legal questions. And if you have any questions for me right now, I'll be glad to take them. Sí. Any questions before I do Spanish?